Hello, I'm Lucy. Before I start this talk, I wanted to tell about an experience from my IPC life. When I was in IPC, my first class was art and crafts. The teacher, Catherine, gave me a blank canvas and said, draw a self-portrait. I didn't know why, but when I saw the blank canvas, I was almost depressed. I didn't know what to do even when other friends was focusing on their own work. After all, I gave up the class. I didn't want to go into the room and feel that fear again. Actually, I can't go to the arts and crafts room anymore. This was the fear of blank canvas. We usually feel this when we are at the beginning of project. Even when we have to write an essay, we sometimes feel this. It is called writer's block. Today, I wanted to share some feelings from my IPC life and from my Speak Out IPC project. Also, I wanted to talk about how we can turn our ideas into real action. As I already told you, I didn't know what to do in IPC. I didn't know what I could do either. I just followed the classes. After only 1 week, I knew that there were a lot of events and activities in IPC. I tried to participate in as many as I could. I was already very busy with my classes, but I had many other things that I wanted to do. Looking back at the time, I felt FOMO, fear of missing out. I felt like I could not get familiar with friends if I did not participate in all events. Like, is everyone hanging out without me, or am I having enough fun? Meanwhile, I took a class called Speak Out IPC. Speak Out IPC? I was curious about it because it was a new class for this year. In the first class, we expressed our feelings that moment by using a roller coaster. It was very interesting for me. Also, we tried to complete a Lego challenge without telling people what we are trying to do. I really wondered what exactly was the purpose of the class. In part of the class, we chose an annual celebration for each person and made event for it. I chose International Workers' Day, which is in the 1st of May, and Teachers' Day in Korea, which is the 5th of May. Actually, I was so busy because I was also preparing for the Asian Culture Evening, the 29th of April. But I came up with some ideas in my head. I just didn't know how I could make it real. My ideas were just in my head like clouds. One thing I learned from my Speak Out IPC class is how to make an idea into something real. I will show you a process. We can use this process for small project and event which we want to complete and also carry out dreams from our bucket list. First, we have to take out the thoughts from our ideas. Brainstorming can be a good method. And then make a plan, set a date, and think about things to prepare. Also, we should think about how we can promote this event. And we do event, and we are done. This is the overall project process. However, for me, there are 2 obstacles. One obstacle is in the middle of brainstorming and planning. I worry about things like whether I can actually carry out my project. I ask myself, can I do this? Is it okay? The other obstacle happens until the time of the event. I still sometimes think that I can't do it all. I want to give up. Other people might not like it. People will not participate in it, or I cannot be perfect. Even I was working on this talk, I still suffered this kind of feelings. I wanted to focus on the feelings related to thinking I cannot be perfect. This thinking is related to perfectionism. Do you know the sentence that perfectionist is lazy? I think it is similar to the fear of blank canvas. They just don't start things because they worry about that they cannot do perfectly. I was also a great perfectionist. For me, usually it takes a long time to start something. I usually spend most of my time browsing on the internet when I did high school homeworks. Even though I wanted to start a project, the hardest thing for me is when I have to start it. Actually, there was a long holiday before now, and holiday is holiday. During this time, I just talked fuck off, and I really didn't think about this project. I just played and took a rest with a full head, with a head full of pressure and ideas about this speech. Sometimes I even felt that I wanted to give up. I felt it like it would be better to do nothing at all than keeping this pressure. Even this moment, I thought I wanted to quit a few times. My International Workers' Day event was something that I planned in just one day. Even before the day, I was worried about what to do, and I was scared that I wouldn't be able to do it. But I thought, just try it. I think I felt like I had to it because it was kind of an assignment from the class. I hastily made a plan and question before the day, and I made an announcement in the morning. I could not have made it if I was alone. I made it successfully because many people participated in this event. And this is the result of this event for me. I want to show this. This is the show. What I learned from making this event was that I didn't have to prepare it perfectly. Sometimes an improvised idea is much better. From this small success, I have learned to believe in myself more because it was my first time preparing an event like this, and I was successful. My second event was Teacher's Day in Korea. In contrast to my first project, I experienced more problems when planning this event. Since I wanted to keep it a secret from my teachers, I had to make a secret workshop. Also, there were a lot of other interesting events on the same day when I did my workshop, so many friends could not join in the workshop. One of my huge obstacles is loneliness. I feel that nobody would participate in my event. Actually, I didn't have a lot of confidence about doing something alone. One thing that I was worried about when planning my second event was that I would annoy people by doing another big project so soon after my first time one. This is because I'm a person who cares a lot about what other people think. But in IPC, I tried not to be concerned too much about this. I thought that it was also okay to be a unique individual. I decide to what I want to. My plan was making celebration laws for my teachers. I predicted that not many people would come, so I cut the paper alone in the Human Rights Cafe. But some friends came to the cafe, made carnation together, and helped me a lot. I really appreciate that. Thanks to those friends, I could make all the carnations and finish the event successfully. So far, I told about my feelings and event in IPC. Then now, I can answer this question. How can we turn out our ideas into real action? The only thing I know so far is just do it. Is it like Nike advertise slogan? Yes, that's right. You just can do what you want to. The most important thing is starting. Even though you wanted to give up and throw away your project like me, you just need to keep going. It doesn't have to be perfect. Also, the pressure is a beautiful feeling because you want to do it well. It is from that kind of mind. So now we will see how we can use this in our daily lives. I think keeping a diary is a good way. Keeping a diary is my small first step. I started writing a diary after I took a break in college and a month later. At the beginning, I just wrote it like memo notes. Now I'm writing a real diary. Before I did it, I could not believe myself. I really hated that I always made plans and did not do them. After I started writing a diary, I believed myself more and I realized that I can do something steadily. The good thing of keeping a diary is that I can reflect on myself. By my diary, I can see myself like I look at the mirror. One of my goals while I stay in IPC was keeping a diary of my internet blog. Of course, I do not write a diary every day. Sometimes I post on writing my diary. I have to write all in one day. The most important thing is to overcome perfectionism. I thought that writing a diary is most important and I try not to care about length of diary. Just to write a diary. I think that it is very important. Also, I want to talk about a bucket list. In the bucket list, there is something that I really want to do. Also, there is something that I have to do because other people already do. Even if one is not finished, we make another new thing I want to do, but time is limited and we have to choose and concentrate. Here is my bucket list. I succeeded in some plans, but there are also other plans that I could not do. I could not make the movie making script because I didn't have much time to do it. I skipped some workout because I was tired. Sometimes giving up is also important. Amor fati. Do you know these quotes? This was said by Nietzsche. Its meaning is love your fate. The original quotes is quite long and it is hard to understand the meaning. But I think the real meaning is that you should let yourself be honest and accept change. So now, did I change? Am I perfect? It is still hard for me to sleep and wake up early. I'm still a night person and like using my smartphone during the night. The most difficult plan to execute is to get up early and jogging in the morning. Even before I made this presentation, I felt pressure and I wanted to give up. I think that I will feel this kind of feeling even in the future. I am not perfect, but this is real me. I will continue to think about my imperfection and I will get many things that I do not believe in myself. I can't say like any bestseller, you will success if you do something because I am confident that I will continue to fail or give up even though I take action about some ideas. But I will just keep going because life is going on also. After this talk, you will go to another talk and workshop. The people who made that are my friends who overcome pressure and robbers like me. I hope you enjoy and get amazing experience during this event. I felt a lot of feelings on my journey until now. Finally, I can resolve these feelings because of you. The idea that was only in my head finally become a reality here. Thank you very much.